Hi guys, here I have a £5 note and I'm ready to head out, go to Poundland shop and shop for some very cheap art supply, and let's see what we can make with art supply bought it for £5 in a Poundland shop. If you guys don't know, Poundland is the equivalent of a dollar store in America, so it's where everything is super cheap, super affordable. Of course, this means that the quality may not be the best. I don't know how terrible the quality may be, or maybe if we're gonna be surprised and find something good, but I really wanted to make this sort of video. I was there the other day and I was surprised how many art supply they have, and they actually look quite decent. So I wanted to taste them, but I want to make this video for everybody out there that like me is not arrived yet and it doesn't have a bunch of money to waste in super fancy art supplies. So sometimes all we have is a £5 that we can use to shop and to make something that hopefully it's decent, but even more that looks like a work of a professional artist. Or maybe no, I don't know. I'm heading out, I'm going shopping, and when I come back, I'll show you what I got and we'll make art together. So the question is today, can we make art with a super affordable item, art that looks like decent art? We will find out. Stay tuned. Sure. So I'm gonna need a paper first of all. What do I get? What is this? There is a canvas. Should I get canvas? Alright guys, I'm back from my shopping and here are the items that I bought for today. It's such a massive bag, but that's just the shopping bag I have. It's actually 4 items inside, one of which I even lost it, so on the road, yeah, there's that. I'll tell you more about that. But first I'll show you straight away the item I got with those £5, and I kind of regretted to make such an extreme challenge because I didn't realize how little I could actually access to with those money. I wanted to buy some acrylic paint, but I didn't have the money for it. I thought I could find just a mixed box of acrylic paint for £2-3. Instead there was just a single paint, a single color, so I was going to buy just 2 color, and it felt a bit difficult for me to just color with 2 colors only, so I changed my idea and I end up buying, first of all, those mechanical pencil. I found for £1 a pack of 15 mechanical pencil. I check and they do have the actual pencil inside because I was a bit scared. Yeah, but maybe it's just a container. No, I have the actual pencil inside. I do have also the eraser on top, which saved me from have to buy an eraser, and this is 0.7 millimeter. But I love because it's a 15 pack. I don't have to buy mechanical pencil ever again in my life. Now, yes, sorry, The quality is really, really crappy. You can feel it that it's just gonna give up on you very soon, but for this challenge it's good, and I end up maybe to let my kids using it or donate it. I have the eraser on top, and I have the actual tip here. So far so good. I think it's gonna be okay to sketch and create something, and I have 15 of those. By the way, guys, once I'm reaching the 1000 goal subscribers, I will create a couple of giveaway, and I will let you know more once we get close to there. But I'm already planning to celebrate this big achievement, giving back to you guys. So this is the first item I found, and then I found this grip roller. So there was £1, this £1 as well. I didn't find any fine liner. This gel pen, I think it would say gel pen somewhere. I saw it. I think it should be a good substitute for a professional fine liner, and I have 3 different colors to work with. So this is big brand, and it's as well 0.7 millimeter, and hopefully they work decent enough. So we are £2. The next item is the paper. In the end, I decided to go with the marker paper. It was the most affordable one for the marker itself. This was £1 as well. I get inside 10 sheets of paper, marker paper, size A5, and yeah, it looked quite decent. We will check out the paper, but it looks like fine, and it comes in this like pouch envelope. Last item, because I lost the the very last one, is these markers. I found this entire box of double-ended marker. I mean, they are 20 inside, so a good variety of color. £1.50. So I have 20 and I have double-ended, so I'm working with 40 different pen. I found it was like a good deal. It's gonna be a good quality, I don't know. We're going to have a quick test before to actually start sketching. So I'm at £4.50. The last thing I bought, that it didn't even, I don't regret it, because it was going to be part of this video anyway. It was the only thing I found that was art related for 50p, because we are 450 now, and it was like a tiny magnet canvas. So if you guys want me to do something like that, I can go back and I'll buy some more. They have a really cute, very tiny white magnet canvas. So that was something that is just attract me, but yeah, I lost it on the way. I've been very clumsy on the way back, so that's okay. That's what we're working with. So this is what we're working with. I'm very curious to get started. Let's try very quickly how the material is, and let's create something, if it's even possible. If anything works, it would be like so disappointed if nothing is work at this point. Okay, so I start to open my supply, and first was the paper. It felt very thin and flimsy, but marker paper tend to be quite thin, so wasn't surprised about that. I opened and tested gel pen, and I honestly was very pleased with the way they worked. They all worked, first of all, so I was very happy, and they worked just fine. They had a really nice light way of tracing, so I was sure I could do something good with them. I tested the pencil, it worked fine. It did of course feel very fragile. Now with gel pen they felt quite sturdy, but the pencil definitely felt fragile. The plastic was extremely cheap, but yeah, it was just for sketching. It would have been fine. I start to taste the marker and I had the same feeling with those markers. The way they were made was extremely fragile, extremely essential, but the pigment itself is what really surprised me, because the color were good. The color inside were really good. It worked, all of them worked really good apart from with this one that they just jump out as I tested. But it's the problem was with the outside layer that was extremely flimsy and fragile, because inside the pigment was amazing. The color, look at that, it was quite bright. Honestly, I could not complain. But at a certain point I did start to do also double layer to see how the paper would hold up, and I noticed that if you just do one layer of pencil of marker, the paper will hold up really well. Nothing coming out on the back, but as you start to double the layer, you can see it just start to crumble the paper. I don't know how to describe it. And yeah, also you can see on the back, so it bleeds a little bit. So I knew that I could work with a single layer but not with a double layer. I basically could not work with mixing the color on top of each other and blending, and I knew at this point this was going to limit what I could create a lot, because I could just count on a single layer, unless I wanted the cheapness of this art supply to come out and be very visible. So yeah, I show here as I try to blend, there are just pieces of paper and of pen itself that break down. So yeah, I was happy with the pigment, but I knew I was limited for how much I could mix. So it was time to create, and not confident with markers, but I always see YouTuber they work with markers, create anime. So I decided to go with a manga style, and of course it's not something that I'm confident with. Sometimes I just think I should name this channel the things I truly suck at. I very few time I do create artwork that I'm actually good at, but because I like to challenge myself to create a different style, and yeah, different art supply, different medium. Otherwise, how you improve yourself, how you even discover what is that you like if you don't try different things. So this is why I have this channel, because I get to try different medium, different style, and to discover the real me in the end of this journey. After doing a quick initial sketch, I took my time to just redefine all the details and understand the proportion, and just make it look prettier in general. And I have to say, the pencil and its own eraser, they worked just fine. I had no issue whatsoever. I didn't have any breakage. The pencil hold up really nice until the very end, so super happy with it. And also the eraser for this kind of sketches, it worked just fine. This is my result with just sketching it, and if I have to say, it looks much better than with the color. So I appreciate the draw now, because it's just getting worse from now on. So I start to use the marker, and I felt very limited in the use of the marker, because as I immediately understand, and you guys can see, the marker stain a lot. It wasn't possible to create a nice flowing line without ruin the paper. So you will see quite a lot these staining marks on top of each other. So I'm not an expert with markers, as I said. If you guys know how to avoid this issue with markers, please let me know. I was scared to do double layer, because as I was watching, I did realize that this color don't perform very well when you make multiple layers, and also the paper doesn't hold very well. So I wanted to do just one layer, but as you can see, it just kept staining. The color wasn't uniform. It created leaving those stain around that I really didn't like. It was so ugly to see. So after doing a little workaround, I decided to do a second layer and to take my chance and risk it. It I don't know, I think he improved it a little bit, but not too much. Honestly, I wasn't really happy with the color selection, and that was on me, and I wasn't really happy with the way those markers perform. But ultimately, I was able to create something. Honestly, I think if you just want to have fun with art the same way I want to do, if you want just to sketch around and improve your skill in drawing, in sketching, in coloring, before to step up with some more expensive material, I think this is good. This is good. I probably would have bought it anyway for myself, so that I get the chance to practice marker and marker paper and sketching. Um, yeah, and some of the color, as you can see in this side, are not matching the outside lid. Like, this really doesn't look like pink, and yeah, it's quite ugly. I think this is the worst part ever. But all in all, I had fun doing this project. I had fun coloring, guys, and I will be happy to do it again. But I think this time £5 is extremely limited budget. I may want to do something for £10, so I can actually go and get the acrylic, because I'm super curious to know how they perform. I have quite few acrylic here at home, so I will be super happy to just compare them. So let me know if it's an idea you are on board with, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching, guys.